With Christmas being tomorrow already, we wanted to bring this special episode to you to show you how to turn a couple pieces of your Christmas tree into some last-minute Christmas goodies. Now, in our part of the world, most of us will have a spruce tree as our Christmas tree. If you have a pine or a different kind of tree, most conifers are actually edible, so you can still use them. The exception being the yew tree. However, as with all forage foods, we do need to know where our food has come from. If you got your Christmas tree from a tree lot, there is a good chance that it's been sprayed with chemicals, so make sure you find that out before you go eating it. Artificial trees also aren't very good eats. So please be careful, we want everyone to have a safe and healthy Christmas. Fun fact, the Christmas tree tradition has been around for over 2,000 years, and it used to be common practice to hang your tree upside down. So, let's get to our Christmas tree eats. We have always loved the spruce tip brulee recipe that's in Michelle Genet's wonderful book, The Boreal Feast. So today, we're going to bring you our Christmas tree version of it. Place 1.5 cups of cream and 1/4 cup of spruce needles into your pot. Bring to a boil over medium heat. Then cover and remove, letting it steep for 15 minutes. Beat 3 egg yolks until they start to thicken. And then add 3 tablespoons of sugar and beat until light and creamy. Don't worry, we won't let those egg whites go to waste. Just allow them to warm up to room temperature for our next recipe. Then strain the needles out of the cream. Pour your cream mixture into the egg mixture slowly while beating constantly. Set 4 ramekins inside a deep dish or pan. Then divide your mixture evenly amongst them. Then take some boiling water and pour it alongside in the dish until the water reaches about halfway up the ramekins. And then bake for 35 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. The center should still be slightly wobbly when they come out. Cool them on a rack and then cover each with plastic, or I'm going to try beeswax wrap this time, just to save on the waste. You want the wrap to hug the top of the brulee, and then you're going to refrigerate them all overnight. Take your ramekins out about 30 minutes before you want to serve them. Then you will remove the wrap. Saran wrap if you used it. I think the beeswax did okay. And you dab off any moisture or condensation. Now, I am going to confess that my toaster oven was a little extra efficient. Normally you wouldn't have this brown caramelized bit, but it does give you an idea of what we're actually looking for in this next step. So what you want to do next is to sprinkle sugar over the top. All right. And you can use fancy sugars if you like a vanilla sugar, or in this case, we use juniper berries blended in with our sugar. And you can pour excess into the next ramekin. What we want is a nice, even layer. If you have a torch, then flame on. For the rest of us, we will use the broil feature on our oven. Watch them super closely, and when the tops bubble and caramelize, they are done. Serve at room temperature. The crust will soften over time, so don't wait too long before enjoying them. In this house, if we have egg whites, we make meringues. Place a 1/4 cup of spruce needles in your blender and give them a good blend. Then 1 cup of sugar and blend it up too. This will make it extra fine for a smoother meringue. Then place your 3 room temp egg whites in the mixer with your whisk attachment, or use a hand mixer. Add a pinch of salt and beat on medium until they are frothy. Increase speed to medium-high, beat in your spruce sugar 1 spoonful at a time, and add a drop of food coloring if you like. Continue beating until the meringue is thick, glossy, and holds stiff peaks. If you want quick and easy, you can just drop your batter in spoonfuls onto the pan. No fuss. If you want to be a little fancier, you can try piping them. But this doesn't need fancy equipment. You can just put the batter into a Ziploc bag and cut the corner off. And you generally want your spacing to be about 1 inch apart. Alright, and then you are going to preheat your oven to 220 and put your meringues in there and cook for 1 hour. And when an hour is up, you turn off your oven, crack the door, and let them sit for another hour or 2 until they're completely cooled. And one more sprucey recipe for good measure. Let's make spruce shortbread. In your food processor, chop 1/3 cup of spruce needles. Once they're chopped, add 1/2 cup of sugar and process until blended. Add 2 cups of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Pulse to process. Drop 1 cup of cold butter cubes and pulse until mixed. If the dough is looking crumbly, add cold water 1 tablespoon at a time until it looks dough-like. Remove dough from the processor and form into a rectangle on parchment paper or a reusable baking mat. Then use a knife or dough scraper to slice into pieces. And then bake for 22 to 25 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and take them out when they start to brown on the edges. Need more recipes? You can check out our pine tree sugar cookie recipe video from last year. For now, happy holidays!